breaking down the top 10 best weapons to use against the Shattered Veil boss fight in Black Ops 6 Zombies. This will include a full breakdown of every gun's meta build on the Gunsmith that I spent over 15 boss fight runs testing, so you have the best weapons to use against the boss. So if you find this video useful, let me and YouTube know by clicking the thumbs up button down below. But the first weapon is one that you'll have every single time you play Shattered Veil, and that is the Ray Gun Mark II, but specifically the Rayfire variant. This is without doubt one of the most consistently powerful weapons to use against the boss, where you don't even need to use a loadout weapon. Being the fully auto version of the Ray Gun Mark II, when it's triple pack-a-punched, non-critical is going to do between 1 to 2,000, but hitting any of the crits will give you between 6,000 and 24,000 critical damage when shooting the sides of the T-Rex once he swallows up some of the toxic zombies. With the amount of damage and the speed that this thing shoots, it is without doubt the best default weapon to use in this boss fight every single game. And when running this in co-op, at least one player in the game is going to have a Ray Gun Mark II, and out of the 3 upgrades, this is the absolute best one to use. Like I've mentioned, it's so good that you don't even need to bring in any other weapons. This is more than enough. But to make sure you don't run out of ammo with this in the boss fight, be sure to have the Vulture Raid perk equipped with the Parting Gift Major Augment, where Vulture Raid ammo drops give more ammo to wonder weapons. To refill on ammo at the ammo boxes costs 10,000 points, but if you make sure you're taking down zombies in between each phase, the ammo drops should be more than enough to get you back to full ammo. But without doubt, the best boss fight weapon to use for Shattered Veil is the AMR Mod 4 Sniper. When combined with double tap and specific augments for double tap, on average, every shot fired at the boss, regardless of it being critical, is going to be 10,000. Combine this with the insane fire rate you get from this sniper, you are going to be putting in so much damage so quickly that no other weapon will compare. But if you pair this with some augments specifically for double tap that makes all non-critical shots do critical damage, this will give you the insane 11k damage per shot to the boss. And just like the Ray Gun Mark II W, when shooting the green critical spots, will inflict 24,000 critical damage. This weapon simply just deletes the boss's health bar and is without question the best weapon in the game for the boss fight. So jumping into the loadout, I run it with the Kevlar Microflex, Muzzle Brake, Reinforced Barrel, Marksman Pad, Extended Mag 2, Quick Draw Grip, Light Riser, and Rapid Fire. And for maximum damage against the boss, be sure to run the double standard major augment for double tap, where all non-critical shots do double damage, and double or nothing, so sometimes your shots have a chance to do double damage. But a really surprising weapon that is incredible in the boss fight is literally any weapon, because there is a combination for this boss fight that is absolutely busted, and this is free fire along with the crossbow as a underbarrel attachment. Normally you only get 3 shots with the crossbow, but when you have free fire, you are able to do the fastest damage per second out of anything in the game, being able to do 24k crits really easily, as well as being able to hit the boss for 10,000 to 20,000 each shot with a faster rate of fire than anything else in the game. The only downside is that free fire doesn't last forever, and this is a strategy that for solo you really want to use when you're in the 3rd phase, ideally towards the end of that 3rd phase, so that when the Z-Rex retreats up top and then comes back down for the 4th and final phase, you still have a bit of free fire left to use on this boss. However, this is an amazing strategy if you're trying this boss fight in co-op, because multiple people can run free fire as well as having crossbows, and this is just an incredible strat. However, it does require the use of a gobblegum, and in my opinion for solo, I just don't think it's really necessary, but for co-op, I think it's fantastic. So in order for this to work, simply in the underbarrel attachments on any weapon, make sure that you've attached the crossbow. I see a lot of people attach this on the ASG shotgun because it's already one of the best weapons in the game. There isn't really any downsides to having that attached instead of a foregrip. But on top of that, just make sure that you have the free fire gobblegum in your gobblegum pack when you go into the boss. But without question, one of the best assault rifles for the Shattered Veil boss fight is the AS Val. Paired with double tap and deadshot daiquiri, you'll be putting in an incredible amount of damage per second extremely fast, because the fire rate on the AS Val is just insane. On average, you'll be able to put in 900 damage per bullet to the boss for non-critical, and for critical shots, you'll be able to put in about 8,000. The way that this just goes through its ammo and just puts down insane damage so quick makes this one of the best ARs in the game, in my opinion. And when fully pack-a-punch and upgraded, you'll have a total of 130 bullets per magazine with 600 total bullets to use. Because this thing is so strong, you can literally run around the boss fight hip firing it from a medium distance and be doing an incredible amount of damage. And it's also really good for taking out all of the zombies during each phase as well. Jumping into the loadout, I run it with the Kevlar Microflex, suppressed long barrel, range of 4 grip, extended mag 3, ergonomic grip, combat stock, steady aim laser, and rapid fire. Another solid choice for the Shattered Veil boss fight is the ASG shotgun. This has been the meta for almost every boss fight in the game, and with the introduction of double tap to increase the fire rate, it is now even more viable than it was before. Being able to do nearly close to 1000 damage for non-critical shots and 7000 critical damage when you're shooting those critical spots is also a really good weapon for taking out zombies during each phase as well, especially when combined with specific augments for double tap that allow you to do double damage to non-critical shots, which is what definitely will elevate the ASG shotgun to perform as best as possible against the Z-Rex boss fight. The only downside to using the ASG shotgun in this boss fight is that it is really beneficial to be as close to the Z-Rex as possible so you don't have any damage range drop off, where even being slightly further away than optimal will do half the damage that the shotgun can do if you are up close. But with 40 shots in a magazine before you need a reload, that is a lot of consistent fast firing damage to put into the Z-Rex before you need a reload. So jumping into the loadout, I run it with the suppressor, CHF barrel, range of 4 grip, extended mag 2, commando grip, light stock, steady aim laser, and rapid fire. But if you want to do the trick with free fire and the crossbow, then you might want to swap out the underbarrel from range of 4 grip to the crossbow instead. If there is one LMG that you should use for the Shattered Veils boss fight, then it is absolutely the Feng 82. On average, for non-critical shots, it is able to do 1250 damage, which can be doubled with the double or nothing double tap augment, and does 24,000 damage to any critical spot, putting it on par with the highest damage in the game. The way that this thing just peppers damage into the boss is extremely impressive, and considering it's an LMG, with this build, you'll be able to hip fire with absolute ease around the map, being able to do the same amount of damage no matter how far away you are from this boss. Or in later stages, distance is very much an advantage that you want to have against this boss. You get 150 bullets in a magazine before you need a reload, and that is more than enough to just unload a bunch of ammo into this boss, and you'll be clearing the phases in no time at all. Diving into the loadout, I run it with the suppressor muzzle, CHF barrel, range of 4 grip, extended mag 2, commando grip, balanced stock, steady aim laser, and then recoil springs. But if you wanted to improve the fire rate even more, you can swap recoil springs out for rapid fire. But an absolutely solid AR choice for the Shattered Veil boss fight is the brand new Kilo 141. When max upgraded, it will do just under 1000 damage for any non-critical shot, and just below 10,000 when you hit one of the critical spots on its side. When max upgraded, you get 200 rounds in a magazine, which is extremely impressive for an AR, allowing you to just hold down the trigger and just shoot at the boss until the phases are done. Kilo has really good mobility as well, so you can run around the boss fight with very little trouble and just put in damage into the boss. This definitely feels like the most consistent AR to run for this boss fight, and I definitely recommend you give it a shot. Jumping into the loadout, I run it with the Kevlar red dot, the monolithic suppressor muzzle, reinforced barrel, extended mag 3, quick draw grip, balanced stock, Strelok laser, and rapid fire. If you're looking for the fastest damage per second weapon for the Shattered Veil boss fight, then look no further than the Kompakt SMG. Thanks to the introduction of double tap, paired with the augment that increases fire rate, this now has the fastest fire rate in the game, even faster than a chopper gunner at nearly 1600 RPM. And when upgraded, gives you 120 bullets to put into the boss quicker than any other weapon in the game is able to. Now, because this is an SMG, you will have to be up close and personal with the Z-Rex to do the most damage possible. And you will blitz through ammo like there's no tomorrow. So make sure that you're taking out zombies during the phases so you have a ton of ammo drops on the ground thanks to Vulture Aid. When you can get up close and personal to the Z-Rex, the damage you can put in is just insane, and you'll see the health bar just depletes really quick. Jumping into the loadout, I run it with the suppressor muzzle, CHF barrel, vertical foregrip, extended mag 3, quick draw grip, no stock for the ultimate mobility, steady aim laser, and then rapid fire. When equipped with the double tap minor augment to increase fire rate even more, you get the fastest fire rate of any weapon in the game. There is a weapon for the Shattered Veil boss fight that is the damage of an assault rifle with the mobility of an SMG, and that is the Sirin 9mm. This is classed as a special weapon in Black Ops 6, and this has incredible damage, being able to outclass almost every assault rifle and SMG in the game, where it is able to do over 1,100 for any non-critical shot, and has a really fast fire rate too, that you can just put in a ridiculous amount of damage really quickly and just clear through phases really easily. The only downside to this weapon is that it doesn't have a ton of ammo, where you only get 80 rounds in a magazine, so you'll be reloading very often. But I don't know what it is about this weapon. It is just so strong against zombies as well as the Z-Rex boss, and is such a consistent high damage weapon to use in the game. Jumping into the loadout, there aren't really many attachments you can even put on this, but I put on the iron sight optics, suppressor muzzle for more salvage, long barrel, vertical foregrip, and then extended mag 1. Another incredibly powerful weapon for the Z-Rex boss fight on Shattered Veil is the SVD, where when pack-a-punched, it becomes a shotgun sniper, and it is able to do 4,000 damage for a non-critical shot, but with double or nothing on double tap, sometimes can be as high as 8,000 per non-critical shot. It's also able to do 24,000 damage to a crit on the side of the boss, and it just deletes the health so quickly. What makes this so viable is that when pack-a-punched, it has this really tight crosshair that allows it to be shot hip fire like a shotgun, doing a really high amount of damage. Combine this with double tap that's already making it shoot at a faster firing rate. There are other augments like double or nothing, which allows you to do even more non-crit damage, and this feels like you're using a shotgun but has even more power. For more tighter shots at the boss, you can of course aim down sight, but it really isn't necessary, and it's really surprising just how powerful this is. Jumping into the loadout, you want to run this with the Kevlar red dot, the suppressor muzzle, precision handguard, extended mag 2, commando riser, light stock, steady aim laser, and rapid fire.